Hello, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today is a beautiful day outside. We've got no stranger to the Healthy Wave vibes today. We've got Dr. Theresa coming on. She's going to be talking about optimizing our health. And also, before she comes on, let's give her a big happy birthday. So happy birthday, Theresa.
Happy
Dr.
birthday.
Theresa. I'm Fatima.
Hi, I'm John.
All right, let's bring in Dr. Theresa, and I'll get John to read the bio.
Sure, I'll bring her in first. And yeah, so Dr. Theresa, she's definitely not a stranger to our show. She's been on many, many times, and we really appreciate her insights and information that she shares with us. So Dr. Theresa is a functional medicine chiropractor who was actually a research scientist at a large pharmaceutical company. She has a master's of science degree in industrial health from the University of Michigan. Her passion is to research, solve complex health problems, and she likes to educate her patients on how to really optimize their health, which we're going to be covering today. She likes to dispel medical myths with the science of biochemistry and physiology, which means she strives to make the body function as naturally as it should through various methods such as hormone balancing, removing toxins, optimizing nutrients and cellular energy rejuvenation. And she's particularly fascinated by the complex and misunderstood role that iodine plays in the body, and has been doing iodine therapy with her patients since 2011. So she's an expert on iodine and how it helps the body. She's been an international keynote speaker and a main lecturer on iodine therapy, as well as performed numerous public lectures on various health and functional medicine topics for over a decade. She believes in the teamwork of integrating various disciplines of medicine to best optimize the long-term health of her patients, and ensures the patient is the one driving their improvements with educated decision. Personally, she loves being at the beach, biking, yoga, her two beautiful independent daughters, her dogs, and living life through the eyes of God. So welcome, Dr. Theresa.
Thank you. And thank you guys for wishing me happy birthday. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's pretty exciting starting a whole new decade. So
yeah.
You don't look like you're starting a new decade, so it's all good.
My 30s are going to be wonderful. Like I had my kids when I was 10. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So now, what does it mean to optimize our health, and how can we optimize?
Excellent question. When we think of health optimization, we want to think that's living our life, to the fullest, to the best we can. But then you're like, well, okay, how do I do that? Well, when we talk about doing health prevention, like disease prevention, that is a key necessary task to do in order to optimize our health, getting ourselves to a positive health baseline. Many people are wanting to, do things to optimize their health, but they're not realizing that they need to improve their health to a positive, optimal state, ironically first, before you optimize it. Because optimizing something is taking something that is already very strong and good, and then take it to a level that is now going to extend your life where it shouldn't be doing that. It's going to give you more energy than what's usually expected for that time frame, more focus than what usually would be expected, because you are optimizing the function of your body, of your cells, of your mind. And with that, with your health optimizing, we don't look at it as just from a single standpoint, like optimizing your body. We look at it as, your whole mind, body, spirit, optimizing them. So the prevention aspect, to me, some people think they're separate, but I look at them as partners. So, we're all aware of different activities that is to prevent diseases, such as eating good, healthy eating, making the right choices, eating more vegetables and fruit and no junk food and refined foods and fast foods, decreasing your sugar consumption, decreasing alcohol consumption, healthy eating, exercising. We're all well aware of it, but we need to at least bring ourselves to that healthy state, which is 150 minutes a week. You're supposed to be doing 30 minutes a day of moderate intensity 5 out of 7 days of the week
Mhm.
to be normally healthy. So
Right.
optimizing your health again is one step farther. Getting good sleep, that 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and making sure you're getting that good quality sleep. And then there's things you can actually do to optimize that sleep. So not just sleeping well, taking certain supplements at bedtime, because your body heals and repairs while you're sleeping, can further gently detoxify, help regenerate the liver more. That's that next step to that health optimization.
Wow, wow. So, this time of year, of course, we're going to be welcoming a new year in less than 2 months. But this is a time where people are getting together. People are, the weather's colder, so our heater's running, and we're bundling up, and we're taking transit and so forth. So we're going to be around more people, right, during this time of year, during the festivities, and getting together, family and friends. When we're optimizing our health, this is kind of where we need to even maybe bring that up even a little bit more, to give ourselves that protection that it needs to kind of make it through the next few months, because there's going to be flu coming around. There's going to be different things floating around us that we can't really control.
Exactly. So there's some really important things, because that brings up immune system. That's our main focus. We want to optimize all these areas, optimize our memory, optimize our energy, optimize our focus and our drive. But if your immune system is not optimized, all those things are just going to tank. You can't even do any of those. So again, as we kind of just said, what's your baseline? Where are you at? And there are literally some physical markers that can be checked. And a key one is your vitamin D level. So checking your vitamin D level, what it is on a blood test, checking with your doctor. Some places you can actually run it on your own. And it's a very big reference range. It's generally 30 to 100. Sometimes it gives the upper end 80. But most research shows you want to be above 50. 50 for your immune system, above 50 for cancer prevention, especially breast cancer. So that's a whole other topic. But that's for your immune system. And ideally, I prefer, and more research points to 60 to 80. So getting your vitamin D, we know, the sun gives us vitamin D. Well, it does. If you're, spend all day in the sun, you need to, spend 15 to 20 minutes mostly naked, like 80 to 90% with no clothes on. And the northern latitudes, like you guys in Canada and anywhere north of Atlanta, Georgia, United States, once you get to the fall, you're not making any vitamin D all the way to next April. The only way, it's difficult to eat that many mushrooms, because mushrooms high in vitamin D, but you just can't. That is supplementation. So I know a lot of people can fight against supplementing, but you got to think, well, what do you want out of life? Do you want to optimize your life? Do you want to be as strong as you can, as focused as you can? Well, again, move back. What's your immune system doing? And the other aspect of that kind of cellular health, because health optimization is what is going on at that cellular level. What signals at the cellular level? So one, the basic minerals, B vitamins, various nutrients, antioxidants protecting the cells, phospholipids, essential fatty acids, those are all very important, that is needed at that cellular level in order to have your hormones be balanced. So that's another blood test, and there's urine testing and saliva testing for hormones. Check what your hormone balance are. It doesn't have to be a woman in menopause, or men generally think they're okay. Oh my gosh, men can really have a significant hormone imbalance, especially in today's world, because of xenohormones, xenoestrogens, meaning foreign estrogens coming from plastics, coming from other materials. And men don't need that extra estrogen, throws them off. If your hormones, your steroid hormones, are not balanced, and including your thyroid hormone, that's going to stress your immune system. So these kind of deeper level testing, what are your hormones doing? Your thyroid hormone, your male, female steroid hormone. What are your vitamin D levels, which vitamin D is a hormone? What are those doing? And then how do you optimize them? Through diet, we said exercise, sleep, intermittent fasting is a whole nother wonderful realm. At least don't eat for 12 hours a day. That everybody should have a 12-hour break. And then, of course, there's other programs to do. Doing meditation, doing breathing techniques. How do you manage your stress? All of these are integral for health optimization.
So now here's a question. Now, when you're talking about health optimization, is it age specific? So is it just like for children or adults or, youths or seniors, or is this something for everyone?
Oh, absolutely, everyone. It is from the point of the pregnant mother taking care of herself and her fetus to that baby being born to the time you die. You want to make sure the levels of the nutrients in your body, that nutrition that's in there, the environment. So it's just as important of, what we do put in our body is what we keep out of our body. Right. So keeping toxins out of our body. Don't let those kids be exposed to heavy metals and lead and asbestos. The children, the schools, what's in the schools, the indoor air quality, potential molds, those, to optimize their health. What are they eating for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? How well are they sleeping? Are they taking some extra vitamins and minerals to starve off all the free radicals and stress going on? So that just moves right through. Teenagers, same thing. Men and women in their 20s, work, stress, what's their diet? All the time, we need to make sure our cellular health is in balance at every stage in life. And then, yes, as we get older, pretty much over 40, and then especially 50, and then it really starts 60, 70, 80, it's more of a challenge because our cells are naturally slowing down. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of natural processes that just are not like, our bone growth maximizes at age 30. Whoa, and then it just goes down from there. So you have a choice. Don't do anything about it and really be on a downward fast mountain boulder rolling down. Or, what about a nice little plateau? It's going to go down. Mm-hmm. We all are going to move on at some point. But how can you slow that down? How can you optimize the utilization and the balance in your body of all these processes that as we age? So for babies, children, teenagers, it is a time of optimizing how they grow, that they have nutrients, so they're going to lay down the most bone possible. Their brain's going to develop as strong as possible. Don't have those toxins in there, so it disrupts pathways, with their liver and especially the brain, but their kidneys. You want the development of those, people to be as strong as possible. Because at some point, and again, it's around age 30, there's no more of that going on. It's just starting to go downhill. So it depends on what you're trying to optimize, and you can look at like an athlete. Optimizing an athlete for their athletic performance is going to be following a whole different pathway of eating to optimize what they want. They're going to need a higher nutrient value of certain things, versus someone who might be, in academia and they're trying to get their medical degree. They really need to optimize other aspects of their focus. They don't care about building their muscle. They want to build their brain muscle. And so there's going to be other nootropics and certain nutrients that really help the brain, and certain herbs like bacopa, and everything to help that. So depending on the age, depending on your purpose, there is additional tweaking that can be done, but everybody needs to make sure they're doing their baseline health being strong and always optimizing what they can.
Yeah, I kind of think of it when you were talking about that is, you're starting, you got to take care of yourself when you're really young, because all this translates into how strong you're going to be prepared for your later years. And, we were, before the show started, we were talking about a car. If you buy a brand new car, that's us when we're born, you take care of it, it can last to, 1 million miles. And you can drive it to 1 million miles. But if you start to neglecting, if you start to neglect it, you start to, put bad oil in it, you start to, not wash it and things like that, you're going to start to see the rust. You're going to start to see the breakdowns, and you start to have the shimmying and the, so that kind of happens to us too, is that, all these things start to culminate, but we can kind of start it off on a better direction by making these little choices. That has to be kind of as early as you can. I mean, it's not too late if you haven't, but always start when you can. And then you start creating those habits where you can start to say, well, I got to deal with my sleep. I got to deal with how much water I'm drinking. I got to deal with what I'm exposing myself to. It's just being conscious, aware of what we're doing.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, the ideal situation, and there are some very blessed human beings that had parents that thought ahead and had this really great situation of health, and the child had health and all these great things. But I believe the majority of people, and including myself, and I kind of grew up through the 80s, the 70s and 80s and 90s. Not a very healthy environment. Both parents who smoked, and
Fast
going
food.
through college, and and you drink too much, or you do this and do that. How you said, it is never too late. It is never too late. You can deal with whatever's going on. Our bodies are meant to heal. They know what to do. You have to help it, because if you don't provide it with either specific minerals that actually help, or certain nutrients that are chelators or binders, and then other follow up with antioxidants, because it's very stressful on the body when you detox. To do it appropriately, you can take a lot of toxins out of the body. So if you remove it at that cellular level, get it out, get it out, get it out. The DNA is still the same. The DNA knows how to heal and repair. Pull those heavy metals out, pull that mold out, pull those environmental toxins out, and the body can begin to heal and repair. So we know the regeneration, our red blood cells are every 3 months, the 120 days, all new red blood cells. And so you think of a diabetic or something, how you can reverse type 2 diabetes, and get much healthier. Your skin every 6 weeks, your liver, kidneys, all those things, your whole body in about 7 years has a cellular turnover. So it doesn't matter what age, whether you're just now getting out of college and all the stress and you're over drinking and a little bit too much of everything, junk food, and you're like super sick and you're heading for an autoimmune condition, you can stop that. Maybe you're already diagnosed with some disease, some autoimmune disease, lupus or MS, or you've got hypothyroidism, or you've got breast pain, or men, or colon issues, colitis, Crohn's disease. All those things can be significantly changed. And, I know on here we can say, oh, we heal everything. Well, let's say symptoms are gone 100%. I don't know what you want to call that, but let's make your symptoms go away completely. And so then you can start moving on to the health optimization, to getting to that positive baseline of health, which might take time, depends on where you're starting. If you are 50 pounds overweight, you're a little far away from your main baseline health. That doesn't mean you can't get there.
Right.
And there's reasons, why that could be. And often it's hormonal imbalance, not that they're eating bad or anything like that. They kind of environmental toxins that the fat's trying to protect their body against, and their hormones are off. So no matter where you're at, everybody can work to get to their optimal health. They can work with their doctor, their functional medicine practitioner, and then you get to that awesome state of, okay, now what can I do to feel better and optimize my health?
That's actually interesting how you say, like, we can actually reverse certain ailments that we've had just by taking care of our food. And not only our food, but I would also have to say, like, our mind, our body, our soul as well. Like, that goes like such a long way. I don't know if you get, well, I'm pretty sure you guys know that I've actually been recently diagnosed as celiac. And let me tell you, it has taken a toll on my body, but I've learned that it is also connected to self-love, lack of self-love. And so it's interesting how one component or one symptomatology can actually be connected to an emotion or a trauma that we're holding on to.
Absolutely.
Is there a way that we can optimize that side of our healing and our health?
Oh, absolutely. Mental health is critical. And, I know we had a section on mental health and the awareness. People need to share more with each other, what's going on in their lives, how they feel, negative events that have happened to them, or things that they just don't understand. I have time and time again, patients who were diagnosed with various ailments start to uncover parts of their history that just blow your mind. And I cannot tell you enough. Often, and it's interesting with self-love, but serious family issues that may have happened. Their family structure, they were abused, they had a serious loss of a parent when they were young, something like that, manifests into an intestinal disorder. It's crazy, like Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, and colon cancer. And one of my patients who was otherwise healthy before, she didn't come see me yet. She came to me with stage 4 colon cancer. Her father died from colon cancer. That was a very quick onset and left, but it was because their country 30 years ago was in a war, and she was a child at the time. And during that war, his wife died, her mother died, and it was after the war ended. It was shortly after that, and they had a really good relationship, the husband and wife. They loved each other. He came down with this colon cancer and died. And then she held on to this, and here she's healthy. She's in her mid 40s. Her kids are teenagers, and then boom, it hits her stage 4 out of nowhere. She's a runner. Yeah. Good news, she's alive. She's alive today, and everything's reversed. But absolutely, I believe mental health can manifest to different areas of the body. It might be some areas you're more susceptible in because of injuries, because of other specific genetic lineage in your body. But yeah, seeking help.
Yeah.
I'm not a therapist, but I would seek help.
Something you mentioned too is that, mental health has definitely been, coming up, and people are being more aware of it. It was always there. It's just been really brought out over the last few years because of what's going on. But the other thing I wanted to also kind of pass by you and get your input on this too is, you want to also, like when you mentioned about you want to share some of the trauma and some of the hurt and some of the feelings that are negative with people, so that you can try to have that release, right? But don't be afraid. I think it also is important to celebrate the wins. Like when you're happy, to share those as well, because everybody. Well, first, you don't want to share the trauma that you may be going through, but why not share the happiness and share some of the gains that you've gone through and some of the positive things? Because I don't think people share that enough as well. I don't get that passed through me through friends and family.
Yeah, there needs to be a culture shift. So just like there's mental health awareness, this type of awareness of being supportive and compassionate and truly caring and not jealous and competitive of each other, because there's no reason to be. There's room for everyone to be successful at whatever they do, even if it's the exact same thing that you do. You supporting them with love and energy and positivity will come back to you tenfold. And that is something we do not stress enough out there. So thank you for bringing that up, because that is just as important. Finding that group, that tribe, that, friendship. And it is a challenge. I honestly do believe, it's a huge challenge in this world of recognizing, are the people around you, because they might have been around you since a child, their family, friends, whatever it is, it's just kind of been a part of your life. Are they really what is helping your mental health and your well-being? And do you feel like you want to help their mental health and well-being? Because maybe not, because maybe when you're around them, they're always pulling you down. So you don't even want to help them. That's not good either. You need to cut those ties and continue to find that supportive group, because then you're going to work on all the areas of optimizing.
Yeah, kind of like filling your bucket with, what are you filling your bucket with in all these different things, right? We talk about it all the time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we've come to that time. Time goes by too quickly.
Oh, there's so much to talk about.
I know.
So much to talk about. We got to tell them, make sure, we talked about supplements for a little bit and just being a functional medicine doctor. And I'm always telling them to make their cell health as strong as possible. I know I threw that out there already, but getting those antioxidants, of course, getting it through food is really important, like the berries, the mushrooms, your kale, the greens, spirulina, quercetin, which is actually a supplement, but shown to boost stem cell production, and also an herb, astragalus root. So just look into that, talk to your doctor about those, but increasing your broccoli, nuts and seeds, wild-caught salmon, we need that, essential fatty acids and probiotics. So just remember those. And I always say iodine, because without your thyroid hormone working properly, your cellular health just dies. It just dies. You will not function. And do not just take a ton of iodine without knowing what you're doing, but that is critical. Iodine, selenium, of course, your magnesium and your zinc are all very, very, very important.
Right. So thanks so much. Again, we also always want to point out that, what we discussed is just for information. And if you are, looking to improve your health, or wherever you're starting from, whether you got that baseline, you want to optimize, or you want to get to that baseline, or if you're, you got some autoimmune disorder or any kind of health issues, talk to your specialist, talk to your doctor. Again, we just want to make sure that people are just make sure they get the right help, and that they're not taking what we're saying here is the be on and say all. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself during the next couple months during this festive season. And what do we got coming up, Fatima?
All right, so tomorrow we've got Mark Gordon coming up again, and he's going to continue on with why relationship matters. And so we're going to be talking about healthy communication as well as authenticity, why that matters in a relationship. So that's pillar number 2 and pillar number 3. And then in December, we've got Mark coming in again on the 1st. So he's going to finish off the 4 pillars. So then we're going to be talking about honesty and honor in a relationship and why those matter. And then the rest of them, we will keep you updated. We're just filling in our Christmas calendar. So we will let you know of all of those. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please follow us on the Healthy Wave Vibes. We are the Healthy Wave Vibes everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, on Instagram, as well as our website. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Bye.
Take care.